Well, it's two-parter, Nick. First, how does it feel to finally be on Kyle Field as an Aggie? And second, how would you gauge your performance today? Because statistically, it looks pretty darn good.
For your first question, it's like crazy, you know, growing up here, seeing the atmosphere of the games. You know, I wasn't a big A&M fan growing up, I'm not going to lie to you, so I haven't been in many games, but just being able to come out there and play and having all my family and friends in the stands was something crazy. And today I just wanted to go out there and just, you know, have a little fun, put on the show, you know, show the fans what we've been doing these past practices and just, you know, go out and enjoy it.
Front right, Cole, and then Brent.
All right, Nick, you said you weren't an A&M fan. Who were you a fan of growing up?
For a little bit, Baylor. But I'm honestly, I don't have a favorite NFL team either. I just like good football. That's how it's been. I just like good football.
What do you remember about your first conversation with Coach Elko back when you were getting recruited initially? And then what was that conversation like a second time around when you were able to say, I just won Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year and I would like to maybe come back and play in the SEC?
You know, it was kind of surreal. You know, Coach Elko did reach out to me when I was in high school for a little bit. And, you know, he gave me props, but, you know, I was kind of half and half. You know, like you said, he didn't know if I was going to be as big as I am now. But, you know, I think I went into our second conversation very confident because I knew, you know, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I had options. And, you know, it was more of my choice instead of, you know, them like, oh, do we want to give him a scholarship or not? But it was a great conversation. Coach Elko kept it very vanilla with me. He was just like, yeah, we missed out on you in high school, and we're hoping we can get you out of college.
Front, Brent, and then we'll go to the left.
So
Alex.
I got to ask you, how do you grow up in this town in Bryan, College Station, and not be an A&M fan?
I don't know. That's a great question. Maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what it is.
But he likes all football.
My kids are at Bryan,
Good
so
football.
they want to know that.
Yeah, maybe I'm.
And then when you did go to a game at Kyle Field, do you have an early memory of that? You know, the few that you did attend?
Yes, sir. My first A&M game, I think it was COVID, the Arkansas game. And it was just crazy. I think the Yale leaders were really, I'm like, dang, like that's crazy. And like how, like the fans here are just so in tune with everything. Like, you know, all the rituals and things that A&M has to offer. And I think that was like the biggest, like, wow. And this was during COVID, so, you know, like it was limited seating and it was still like very packed out.
Go to the left, Alex, and then Olin.
I got a couple quick ones. So when you came back home, I'm a big food guy, so being from here, where's the first place you had to go when you got back?
Okay, I got two places that I always give shout outs to. First of all, Jesse's Taqueria is right by Brown High. Love Jesse, he's a great guy. Went there every Friday game day in high school. Love Jesse's. And Wings and More. Wings and More, yes sir.
What's your order at Wings and More?
I get the wing and tender combo, I get hot lemon pepper, and then I just get lemon pepper on my tenders as well.
All right, I respect it. Hey, so, you know, we remember covering you at Bryan High, and, you know, how'd you get so big, though, over the last 2 years? Like, what was the process of you transforming yourself into becoming, you know, an elite edge rusher?
Honestly, I think just the dedication into playing football, you know. Growing out of my sophomore year, I was 270, and I ended up dropping that during COVID down to like 235. Really just like trusting that I was going to transition to defensive end and just, you know, getting bigger. And the weight came natural. So yeah, just trusting it and just, you know, having a better diet, you know, cutting out a lot of fatty foods and just, you know, building my muscles up and with the weight that I gained.
Swing and tender combo?
You know it. Lots of them.
Second row on the right, Olin.
And Nick, they say talent knows talent. So my question to you is, obviously you're a big-time pass rusher. Any guys that of your new teammates that you see and respect that? And then beyond that, what do you envision for an A&M pass rush in 2024?
There's a lot of guys, actually. Cassius Howell, you know, I think he's been a sleeper all spring. That dude can really pass rush. He high motor guy. You know, obviously Shamar Stewart, you know, he's been great all spring as well. Guys like DJ Hicks, you know, Rodas Johnson. Honestly, I think the sky's the limit with this group, you know, pass rush package-wise. You know, we can mix it up, have 4 outside linebackers in there. You know, even our, like, interior line have high motors and, you know, very, like slimmer guys that I've played with. So the sky's the limit for our pass rush packages.
To the left, Cease.
Did you feel you got better this spring? And if you did, in what specific ways have you gotten better this spring?
Yes, sir, I do. I felt like in the weight room and like the training, I feel more explosive. I feel like more violent. You know, Coach Tony and Coach Spencer are very in touch with the details. You know, obviously transition to a 3-point stance instead of a two-point stance is very different. And they're just taking the time with me to help me fix my striking points and work other pass rush moves that I had to fix on. I feel like I improved a lot this spring.
Down front, Travis, and then Brent. We need to get him to his family here.
Hey, Nick. Yeah, I know you said you knew Coach Elko a little bit, but since you've gotten to A&M, what new have you learned about him as a person and as a player being coached by him?
Like I said, he's just very vanilla. He doesn't sugarcoat it with anyone. He doesn't play favoritism with anyone. How you see Coach Elko is that's just who he is. And, you know, like I said, I really respect that because, you know, obviously having this many talented players, you know, there can be a lot of things that can be said about him, and he just keeps it vanilla with everyone and just about the basics and loves to talk about football.
All right, Brent, you'll wrap us up.
All right, speaking of family, how happy is your family to have you back here in town?
Crazy, like crazy. My friends, you know, it's just, so one of my best friends growing up, he's my roommate now. You know, it's just kind of crazy. You know, I get to go home and, you know, see a familiar face every day. And my dad, my stepmom, my adopted parents, everyone is just so glad to be included. You know, Purdue is 16 hours away, so, you know, they couldn't make it to every game. So it's just been nice to be back home.
Who's your best friend?
His name's Taysom Duvall. He was my running back in high school. Yes,
Very
sir.
good. Nick, appreciate your time. Go see
Thank y'all.